Hello, hello, hello. What's going on out there, crypto world? Hope y'all are having a beautiful Monday on this day off for lots of stuff. Banks, markets, well, traditional markets, that is. We all know crypto never sleeps. It's the crack traders of the world. This is your boy, Z Rex, with no noise. It's January 18th, 2021, and we're going to talk about some crypto. So let's go ahead and jump right into the charts and all that fun stuff. Pretty lackluster day overall, given, markets are traditional markets are closed. So looks like that's kind of carrying over to some boringness. At least with Mama Bear, there's obviously some movers. Ignore this top one up here. That's just it just got listed today. I don't know what it is. Don't really care. Terra USDs, cool. Yeah, we've had some movement though, so that's not too shabby. Got Atom still climbing up. Let's just go ahead and look at that real quick. Atom, just wow, just to the moon here. I think we talked about this in a while ago. If we got out of this range up here, nice consolidation for the further upside. This looks really good. Yeah, I missed that one though myself. It's funny, you can talk about the stuff and then you forget to go buy it. There's just too much shit to pay attention to. One person can only do so many things, right? All good, opportunity is infinite. Your capital is finite. So don't even worry about it. It don't matter. There's always another coin or tradable to catch down the road. So, but yeah, breaking out nice. This one's probably good as long as it holds above this local high here at about 850. But yeah, we got some Neo popping 20% today. Let's go look at Neo actually. Wow, that looks great. What a move here. Nice consolidation, squeezing up that lower term trend line. The lower term one would be the cyan colored one. That's a 10 simple. Real easy to set those up. You can just go up here to the indicators and just search EMA. There's like a million different ones. I use one that's called EMA/SMA because it has, well, here, I'll just pull it up over here and you can see it has lots of cool different ones you can set. EMAs, SMAs, static ones. You can even change the EMAs to different what do you call it, calculations on closes, high low close, whatever. And then you can even do different time frames on there. So you can put like a daily 21 on like a 7-minute chart on, or a monthly chart, whatever. So that's kind of cool. That's the one I like to use, but there's like a billion of them, so whatever fits your style. Anyway, back over here, it looks really good. You've got bulls in the power zone, bears in the weak zone. There's nothing really bearish about Neo here. It's just being crunk right now. It's going ham. Let's like zoom back over here, give us kind of some targets. Yeah, look at that, breaking out over here, staying above these or right at these kind of local highs, consolidates, and then now it's launching one more again. So man, this is $133. Yeah, I don't know about all that, but hey, I also don't know shit. So let's see. A 618 is about $45, so that might be a likely target for Neo in the near term, just as long as it can stay above this cyan. Looking real nice. Got the opening up. It's got the setup to do it, that's for sure. Let's go jump over to Mama Bear. Kind of started off with some shit coins. Usually don't do that. Oh, Mama Bear being boring as F. I mean, this couldn't get more boring. Over the weekend is a whole lot of nothing. Although weekends generally are pretty crappy for trading. I know there's been a few in this pump. Saturdays had some big pumps in it, but overall it's usually lackluster. Pros aren't trading on the weekend. They like to go home and do whatever they do. Drugs probably. Anyway, still finding resistance here at that 37.38 level. As the price has been showing us. Yeah, I mean, that's like the pivot. We thought we got above it and then immediately got engulfed the next day. And now it's showing as resistance over and over here for the last 3 days. Again, today's a holiday, so I'm real curious how this is going to act this week. I'm expecting some resolution this week on the consolidation. This should be a lot of fun information here coming off in this week, as I'm sure y'all are all aware of. The United States party time. I don't really care about any of that, so that's about where I'm going to leave that. Yeah, 3 hours, very freaking neutral. I mean, you can't really get much more neutral than this read right here, squeezed up. I mean, look at even the EMAs, the shortest to the longest, and even the Mama moving average. They're all dead ass flat. So this is pretty boring. Like I said in the last video a couple days ago, horizontals are going to be the best right now. All the indicators are going to be real snaky-like and just wishy-washy. So 32K is still kind of the floor for me on this one, and about 37,000 to the upside. So if we're between those two, we're just ranging. Nothing really fun on that. You can be a range trader if you want, buying lower sides of the range and going to the top side of the range. That's definitely a viable strategy, and those work until they don't. And there's no real good way to do timing on those. Timing is almost impossible to do on markets anyway. So, yeah, I mean, you could do that trade. I'm not messing with that. I'm just kind of watching, waiting for the next breakout to happen. We're kind of getting this little triangle action. You can kind of see, where's my little drawing tools? You can kind of see kind of like right here. And I know that's real sloppy, whatever. I'm just doing it to give you the idea. And we are kind of coming up to the apex. So, yeah, this week I'm expecting resolution on this formation. So that's about it for Mama Bear. Pretty simple. Litecoin is in the same type of realm. Litecoin is actually... Oh, gosh, that's not going to work. I got to go back to the crosshair. Litecoin finally getting back above its daily 21, which is at 143 and change. So that's nice. It was kind of struggling over the weekend here, but I don't put too much weight on weekend price action. So, and it looks like the market didn't either for this weekend. But it's in the same posturing as Bitcoin. I mean, these are just boring ass charts to read. And 618, if you take the wick, is about where we are now, coinciding with the 10 simple. And then other than that, about these local highs. So 160, above 160, which is the alert we've already had on there. Bulls could get fired back up for at least a test, maybe up here in this range, 170-ish area. And then we really got to clear that to get some continuation. And then conversely to the downside, that 130 area is still intact. So nothing's really changed since the last video on there. And we're not even getting any kind of... I mean, look at this. This is just dead ass right in the middle of the neutral zone, which I define as about 16 to 26. So pretty boring, nothing... We're just waiting. It's a big waiting game right now. We're range bound and until we're not. So just kind of wait for that. That's why I got these alerts on there. So I don't have to watch price action all day. It'll just text me, email me, whatever, and we're good to go. Ethereum, on the other hand, is a little bit different of a chart. You do have some consolidation up at these highs. I actually like this chart the best for bulls right now. You can see how it's been staying above most of the time business on the shortest term moving average here on the cyan 10 simple. So that is looking good. As soon, I shouldn't say as soon as, because that implies that it's going to happen, but if we do get the RSI back over these exponentials on this daily, which will probably happen if we just get a daily above like 1280, I'll just round it to 1300, then that'll probably come to fruition. Let's look at the three. Man, super ass neutral. I mean, look at this. This is just so boring for the weekend. But I do like that it's consolidating up on these highs right here. That's generally a good sign for continuation. And you had a lot of bidders come and buy all this back up on that last weekly candle. So still looking pretty decent on Ethereum. It's my favorite chart for the bulls by probably a pretty good long shot. And we can actually go to the Bitcoin pair. Maybe we can. There we go. And you can see it's actually gaining pretty good relative strength against Bitcoin. We're taking out this local high. Came down and tested it actually earlier today, and it's getting bid back up. So that's a pretty good sign here. I like these exponentials. They're mostly in order, just all opening up to the upside. So yeah, Ethereum looks like it might be showing a little bit of strength over Bitcoin at the moment. So let's see if that comes to fruition here. And again, those prices on that are About 13K to the upside. And on the downside, I'd be a little nervous if we broke the, let's see, probably around this candles area here, about 1050, 1100. I'm going to go 1050 is where I'm going to put that at. Bam. We'll go ahead and put an alert there just in case that happens. I noticed I didn't have one. Don't want to be biased here because that always gets you in trouble. All right, let's go to XRP. XRP also has a very interesting chart to me. I know everyone loves XRP. It's everyone's favorite coin. We are right below this damn little area here, the 28 handle, these horizontals. But we do have support coming in on the 377, which is about 26 cents. And I actually went and looked at some of the exchanges earlier. And what's up, James? Good to see you, man. I'll go over that here in a second. I was actually looking at a lot of the exchanges earlier, and like most of them still have XRP listed. Even Coinbase has it listed, and it's only in limit mode, which means you just can only put limit orders. You just can't do market orders. Kind of weird. I don't know. And also, someone sent me a thing that the lawyer for XRP is a former SEC chair member, so that's pretty funny. Maybe this was a lot of FUD for the Ripples. I don't know. I'm not married to Ripple or anything. I also don't despise it like most of the crypto community. I just like to trade, so I don't really care about opinions on those. This is all such the wild, wild west still. So, but yeah, on Ripple, it still looks okay right here as long as it holds above these little wicks around 26. I'm still like. It's not dead in the water yet. Again, we have all these flat EMAs, horizontals, and ranges are like the way to be looking at this market now. So if we can get back above like 30 cents and below or below 26 cents, that'll probably usher in the next move to the up or downside. But just something interesting about Ripple's just squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Even with everyone delisting them the last few days, I guess the market didn't give a shit. So very... very interesting. I'm going to be watching that one pretty hard, that's for sure. And we do have this RSI down here on the medium time frame starting to kind of build up for a little bit of run to the upside. So that's interesting. Did notice that. And this is kind of fresh look for me. I was in Dallas for the Saturday and got home real late Sunday. So sorry I missed the video yesterday. Let's go over to ADA. Mr. Cardano. Mr. Charles over here. Yeah, this is a great looking chart. I guess the only thing is you do have like minor divergence here on the daily from this point to this point, but it's not really that much. I wouldn't put too much weight on that there. Man, this one just ripped face. I thought I was a genius when I dumped it all over here in this area, but see, I don't know shit. See? There you go. Also, probably wasn't following the trend. Trend is your friend until it's not. It's such a stupid saying, but it's so true. So on this one, I would continue to just hold. Probably if you got a position in here that's a decent one. If I had one, I should say, because I'm not going to give you financial advice. Don't listen to me. But I'm trying to find ADA on a longer term. I know there's one here. BitTrack should have it. There we go. Much better. Much better. Yes, I mean, this is blue skying right now. I mean, there's no reason to be bearish on this until, I wouldn't even think about it until it breaks like 32 cents in the low 30s, like this cluster of business here. And on the weekly, yeah, coincides well, is about 30 cents. So as long as it's riding the 21 and 10 simple, I don't see any reason to hate this. Let's zoom in a little bit. 3 hour is losing a little bit of momentum, but again, the way the market's right now with this kind of either consolidating at the tops, it seems like, or like range bound, horizontals are your friends at the moment. And so I'm just going to stick to that about 33 cent level. And if this thing clears again 39, it's probably going to run. Let's see some fib action. We can take kind of this business. Yeah, I mean, run into 40. What is that, 43 cents? 43 cents is probably super easy, and maybe targets, if it wants to get real wants to get the party started, I mean, you might be getting into this range up here in the 50-60 cent area. That's a little bit bold, but it really all depends on what Mama Bear does too. So if Bitcoin can just kind of chill here and stay above the low 30s, then yeah, that becomes more likely. But if Mama Bear starts breaking that area, it is likely going to bring down most of the market. Link looks okay. I know it had some big ass days the last few days. Yep, same kind of thing. It is very extended from the MAs though, kind of like how Bitcoin is. That's like the biggest concern about most of these charts. But you know, it's up until it's not. Don't overthink this shit. That's what gets you in trouble and makes you lose lots of money. I know from experience. It sucks. All right, let's look at Filecoin because we've been kind of keeping an eye on that one. So let's go check it out real quick. Filecoin trying to gain some momentum. We did get, why is this not zoop? Oh, there we go. We did get a little rejection from the 55, so that's not great. If this can get back over here, especially cross over this mama, I would definitely look for a target of, oh, that's not the right tool. I'd definitely look for a minimum target of about 28 bucks right here, which coincides nicely with this candle sell-off. So that's probably likely if we can close a daily above like 25 bucks, a little run to 28, which percentage-wise, that's a pretty good move. And then after that, we'll have to reassess to see if it can still build some momentum. But this is a decent basing type pattern right here, and it's on a daily, so not too shabby. Let's go look at IOTA. IOTA has been doing real nice, pretty much pumping. It is getting lots of these seller wicks, so there's somebody in the market that's definitely dumping on a lot of these pumps. So that's not the best sign. It's also pretty illiquid, tradable, you know, compared to lots of other stuff, but still, it's definitely notable. Let's go to a weekly. Weekly looks pretty damn good. I know we got 6 days. This one just started, but if this weekly can close anywhere above, you know, these prior highs, that would be really awesome. Let's see if IOTA, I know we can get some more data here. Hold on. I think Bitfinex has it. There we go. Much better. All right. So since I didn't have that data up right, let me reassess that. So really here, about 50 cents. A weekly close above 50 cents probably brings us up to this next horizontal about 80 cent range. So that's probably a decent target area if the weekly can clear this high. And this looks real nice though on the weekly. You got all the EMAs expanding, opening up, pointing to the upside. Definitely like that. Let's zoom in slightly. Yeah, this looks like, I mean, this is like textbook what you want to see for continuation. You know, this is buying dips into these EMAs is generally an awesome strategy until it breaks down, and it's not. So I know that sounds stupid, but it really is that simple. Once it loses like at least this medium term one, the 21 yellow, you can see how it's been getting bid up there, and the wicks are going down, or at least one time down to the 55. So as long as that's kind of there, this is very much intact. So I like that chart. Let's go to BAT. Very similar posturing, not as sexy though, although let me get some more data because that's not near enough data. Oh geez, come on, what is this bullshit scam wick? Bitfinex down to micro pennies. What is this crap? All right, Bitfinex, what the fuck, we're getting out of there. Let's go to Poloniex. Ugh, that is an ugly chart too. Damn, come on, BAT, give me something good. Well, I guess we're just going to use Binance. Binance looks to be the better chart here. Yeah, opening up, except you don't have the upward slope on the longer term moving averages like you do IOTA. So IOTA has a little bit stronger of a chart, but this definitely does look good on the daily. Weekly, closing below these or above these highs for bulls would be great, which is about 28 cents. I'm actually going to go ahead and put an alert right there. We'll make it 29, whatever. Close is close enough. You got to give yourself a little wiggle room. This is not a science, that's for sure. Weekly, let's zoom in slightly for daily. Yeah, daily, if we lose like 25 cents, like right here about the 200 simple MA, which is this dotted gray line right here, then I'd start to be a little bit concerned. But we still got to see price action. Like, it can go down there and touch it one time. That doesn't mean anything. But so I'm just going to put an alert there, maybe to give me a little warning, because I do like BAT right now. I got some of that going on. All right, let's see. What else did I want to look at today? I can't remember now. I should make better notes here. No, we're just going to skip that. We're just going to go into equities. I know most equities are closed today, but futures are not. Futures are open. Regular equity markets are closed. But, yeah, we got a little bounce off this sell-off here from Friday. This big old girthy white dildo here. Not very nice price action for the bulls. And you can see prices just kind of floated right up to the highs of these candles on the bodies. So that'll be interesting if it can take this out. If it can, then this is probably going to rally up into this crown here on the Purple Mama at around 37.90 is a very likely target if it can get above this cluster of business, which is actually also coinciding down over here before the pump. So that's kind of what I'll be watching for this week. I imagine this week is going to have some kind of something. I don't know. It's with all the election crap going on, like, I would be shocked if this just kind of goes sideways for the rest of the week. That would be pretty wild. But hey, anything can happen. Prepare, don't predict. That's the best way to approach markets. But back below this pivot point at around 37.60, and I'd start to think that the bears are gaining more momentum, and the bulls do not want the bears to come back and test around this trend line, this blue one that's coming up here. So you can see it's been resistance support, resistance support, resistance support for a long time. I mean, all the way back into like early November, and even before that, back in September. So it's definitely noteworthy for that one. So if it gets down there, I'd start to be real cautious. Pretty much anything below this cluster of business, I'm not liking upside potential in ES. Russell looks a lot better than ES. You can see, like, excuse me, you can see on Friday here, it's pretty much above all that price action where the ES was not. So I think that's pretty good. It's a lot. I mean, not surprisingly either, the Russell has been just on a freaking tear. I mean, you just can't stop this thing. It just freaking goes up. You can just really see that on a weekly. I mean, this looks like some damn Bitcoin chart or some shit. I mean, this is bananas. But hey, it's bullish until it ain't. And there's a real serious horizontal support level here at about 2060 level. And so I'm watching that for sure, which is only about 3% away from here. So, but yeah, if we start getting below that, then I would definitely give the favor to the bulls. I mean, I'm sorry, the bears. Ooh, Dow. Yeah, kind of similar style to ES. You can see here's Friday's sell-off, not over the highs. So Russell looks a lot better than the Dow and the ES, which are almost the exact same chart here. But to be fair, if you're looking on these shorter time frames, the bears have control right now. They're in the power zone. So, and you're finding resistance right here as of now on the RSI with the exponentials. So we'll see if that can carry through. We get carry through just like ES above 30,800. We'll probably come up and tap somewhere up in this range right here in the right under 31K. Let's go to NASDAQ. NASDAQ looks weaker, kind of like the Dow, but even a little shittier. It's not even close to these highs yet. So bears very much in control on DMI on the lower time frames. We'll kind of see. We'll have to wait till tomorrow and maybe the overnight session today will give us a little bit of clues. But still kind of the same thing as ES. Really need to get back above there. And it is even below its 10 simple here at about 12,860. So anything below that, I can't get super excited for bulls on NASDAQ. And there's just, I don't know, tech has just been acting really weird. Like, just for shits and giggles, we'll jump over here for Apple. You know, I mean, look at this, like, sideways. Like, Apple really hasn't done that much. It's just been kind of chilling in this whole range. Netflix, I think actually, nope, Netflix, look at this, super flat consolidation for 6 months. We've got things that are flying like hundreds of percent, like, weekly, all the time. And then we've got this crap. Like, I don't know, it's just really weird. And the FANG stocks are the ones that were, like, propping the market up or whatever. And now they ain't doing shit, but we're still going up. And Facebook looks terrible. It's actually looks like it's breaking down. You can see the momentum is just building to the downside, and DMI is starting to catch up and get into the neutral zone. So this is pretty interesting. We do have earnings coming up here soon, so that'll be fun. Into this month, earnings seasons will start. So maybe Zuckerberg can save them with some awesome conference calls or some bullshit. I don't know. Let's see. What's another FANG stock that we want to look at? Goog. Goog looks a little bit better. Not as much consolidation, but still. But for the last couple months, yeah, just very, very boring. Not like something like Tesla where it's like, oh, what? We only go up? Yeah, so I don't really understand why some of these other tech companies have become laggards. It's a little odd. Twitter is just getting monkey hammered. I guess people don't like when you try to block everybody off their stuff. Looks like the market does not like that at all. Maybe that's why Facebook and stuff is falling as well. I don't know. Pretty interesting. This chart looks like terrible. If we get any wicks below this level here, 45 flat, this thing's probably going to come down into this range here in the 40s, low 40s. Conversely to the upside, maybe let's zoom in a little bit. Oof. Oh, yeah, look at this. Just riding down this shortest 10 simple. That's not sexy price action. It does have a little of short-term support coinciding with that higher time frame at around 44, 45 bucks. So that's definitely a critical point. But, man, if we can just get back up over like 46, we might usher in a little pump here. But this chart is not looking sexy by any means. VIX, because I forgot to finish out that. Let's go. VIX, for some reason, popped today. So I know that the day isn't closed. Well, almost. We only got about 30 minutes for the U.S. market session. Yeah, so the VIX kind of popping today is interesting with such flat action. And it even opened out the gates. Look at this spike here. A little 6% spike on the day. So I find that very interesting for such boring flat action. That volatility is creeping in. And we've been watching that too on the VVIX, the last few videos where we saw the candles get above all the exponentials here, and now they're starting to open up to the, right here, let me zoom in. They're starting to open up and expand to the upside. And it's also been making higher, I guess this is kind of higher lows, but it's consolidating in a very interesting position here. So, and again, popping today, volatility on such a quiet day is very interesting. Any price above these wicks here is probably going to snap it up to this gap, about 136. And that could be a pretty decent sell-off in markets. Dollar, look at King Dollar. King Dollar is looking pretty damn good. Friday got a nice continuation candle. Pretty much closing. Did it close above this high? 90.72. 90.72.5. By 0.003, it missed it. Whatever. Close is close enough. So engulfing all of this and then finding some consolidation here as well on today's candle action. But again, we do have lots of resistance. The long-term trend line from all the way back on this spike in March from the Corona time. And 55 exponential and the mama purple moving average are all stacked on each other. But if this thing clears all this stuff and closes a couple daily candles, preferably like 3 above this guy, that's going to lead to some continuation to the upside, and that will not bode well for Bitcoin or equities or gold and other things. Like, strong dollar is generally not great for the commodity sector. What is this here? Euro dumping, giving us more confirmation on the strength of the dollar. This is a pretty fat dump here. about 2%, 2.2%. That's huge on currencies. And that really just mostly happened last week. You can see that here on the weekly. Look at this. That is a ugly candle. That is not what you want to see if you're a bullish person on this asset. So, again, we do have this trend line right where it's at in the weekly 21. So, not a terrible place for it to stall and get caught. But if it loses this trend line, yeah, it's probably going to come down to this cluster of business back in the 18 cents area, like 1.18, whatever. You know what I mean. You can see the chart too. So this is not looking great. In TNX, we can go to that. The 10-year Treasury yield is also staying bid up as well. Same thing with the dollar. If this can break out of here, that's going to really be bad for cryptos and gold alike. We don't know if it is yet, but I've got some alerts here and here to see. We're a little bit ranging right now. See what happens. We'll probably get resolution here and during this week. I wouldn't be surprised. All right, let's go look at gold. Gold actually is going below this line here, this trend line, and that's a pretty decent looking candle. Getting bid back up. If it can stay back in this cluster and be more boring ranging, then that might be okay for the bulls. But DMI on the daily looks really bad. I mean, look at this. The bulls are going into the weak zone, and the bears are maintaining their power zone structure on there. So really, anything below like 1860 on this pivot is kind of bearish for gold. Let's zoom out on a weekly because gold is a slow mover. Oh, yeah, so we do have support on the weekly mama right here. So that looks better. I kind of like that. How about a monthly chart? Yeah, nothing really on the monthly. How about a 2-day? Yeah, so gold is kind of just still in this weird spot. It's trying to digest the rest of this weird market as we all are. So it's funny that gold's kind of showing that too. Again, horizontals on this are going to probably be the best way to play it. Any close on dailies below like this candle now, about 18, even probably 18, 10, 15 will do it. And that'll probably continuation of the downside to this horizontal in the mid 1700s. But anything back above 1860, I would look for that to be a continuation back to the upside. Silver. Freaking super consolidation. What is this damn range? A little 12% range? Jesus. What are you supposed to do with that? You can't really get anything out of this damn chart. This is pretty much the same thing. You kind of have to default to these horizontals. You are coming down to test kind of this trend line after breaking out of it. So that's pretty decent reaction that we've had today. So man, like this is tough. So $26 to the upside, and really this daily's got to close below like 24.50 to get bears excited. Other than that, this is just some weird consolidation, sideways action. I mean, look at this, just going super sideways. Kind of looks like those tech charts we were looking at earlier, which is kind of weird. But the monthly on silver, though, is what I really like. You got the EMAs and everything opening up. You even have the longer term 377 starting to curl up, as well as the 200 simple. So I like silver long as it's above all these pivots, $22 and the 22 handle. So I'm not worried about silver until it gets below that, or if it gets below that, I should say. Alrighty, let's see. What else do we want to look at? That's probably it, I think, for today. I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting because it's easy to do. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, Hershey's is closed today. We don't need to look at that. We'll look at that tomorrow. Let's just wrap it up with the BTC Mama Bear. Not BBTC. That's that big coin. That BB dub big coin. All right. So. Oh, what is this? Is that? Oh, man. I don't know if I'm just going to bring it up because it's so damn close. I'm not going to put a lot of weight on it, though. This is technically a lower low than the RSI right here by, I don't know what, probably by like a point or something. 58.69, or wait, yeah, 58.69. Yep, 59.60. So about a point. And you do have higher price action. So technically, by 1 point, this is bullish divergence on a daily. So I wouldn't put a lot of weight on that, but it's there, technically speaking. So again, horizontals on this are the way to play it, in my opinion. That's what I'm doing. As long as we're staying above on medium time frames, above like that 34 level, it's all good. Get below that, we're probably going to test 32, and if it does not hold at 32, that's going to be real bad. We'll probably get into the mid-20s if that happens. Getting back over 37, 38,000 on a medium time frame, preferably a daily for at least a couple days in a row. I'd feel real confident about starting to get this bitch pampy again up to maybe this range here that we have marked off between 47 and 43. But we kind of just have to wait to see what happens. So far, it's looking all right, but everything's super neutral. Just keep it simple, right? The one thing I do want to mention about this type of chart is when you have price action making lower highs like this, and you have repetitive tests on a horizontalish level like we're getting right now, that's not the best thing you want to see. It's kind of like this one trader, he had a really good analogy about rocks skipping on water. So rocks will skip, it'll have bigger skips. Like the first couple will be big, and then they'll shorten and shorten, and eventually it just goes through the water, right, and sinks. So you don't want it to keep tapping that same level. We need to really get a new local high here, and we did get rejected of an attempt earlier this morning. Right here, look, it went right to that damn horizontal we got and got rejected at 37.5 area. And so we really got to get these medium time frames to make a higher high and not consecutive higher lows while this is kind of rock skipping. That's indicative of like a descending triangle type pattern. So it's more of a triangle-ish now, but still it's noteworthy. Again, keeping it simple though, horizontals, 38K daily, downside, 32 on a daily. If you're zoomed in, 34 on the downside, and probably about 37.5 on the upside. So that's about it. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. We'll be back live tomorrow. Much love. Happy trading. And y'all have a great Monday. Peace.
you.